The federal government vows that Nigerians would start benefiting from its economic recovery plan by the second quarter of 2017. According to the economic recovery plan, the bailout strategy would be based on diversification of the economy and social inclusion. But is there enough entrepreneurial drive and manpower to stimulate economic growth? It's question time. Welcome to the program. I'm Benga Ashiru. You may also join in this conversation by sending us your comments on our various social media platforms showing on your screen. In finding answers to the problem of manpower and also addressing the issue of liquidity, we had a chat with the Director General of the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, Joseph Ari. We began by asking how the mandate of the ITF would assist the federal government in leaping out of economic recession.
Well, the fact that Nigeria is in a recession is no longer news, and the situation is quite bad all over the world, and Nigeria is not an exception in the present circumstance of difficulties and challenges in the economy. For us in the Industrial Training Fund, when we came on board, myself and my management, we made it very clear abundantly that the period of recession is not one that should scare us. So we are not scared, we are not bogged down. Rather, we see it as a challenge and as a period where we use as an opportunity to rediscover. Rediscover what? And we have said that the ITF mandate can be leveraged upon using the robust operations of the fund to bring Nigeria out of the economic difficulties. The reason is very simple. Sister agencies with similar mandate with the ITF have been used in other climes of the world to bring their nations out of the woods. The developed nations of the world today are pointers to that effect. You can take Brazil, for example, which is the sixth economy in the world. It has a sister agency with the ITF known as SENAI. SENAI in Brazil today is the bedrock of the Brazilian economy. And it has a similar mandate with the ITF. That institution has been used by the Brazilian government to bring Brazil to where it is today. Similar institutions exist in Canada, in Germany, in Singapore. And the good thing about it is that all these institutions that have similar mandates with the ITF have collaborated, are also in partnership with the Industrial Training Fund. And so we know what obtains there at the international scene regarding the international training trends.
Now, referring to Brazil and other countries, isn't that a different ballgame compared to what obtains in the country here?
Well, we have a few things that go to our advantage. For example, the Nigerian population. The Nigerian population is of great comparative advantage to Nigeria as a nation. Statistics show that by 2050, from the labor market information statistics, the population of Nigeria would go to up to 500 million people. And what we in the ITF are saying is impart skills into this population and you get it right. Because before you know it, you'll be in a position to even export skills. When you export skills to the rest of the world, in every nation of the world, you will have a Nigerian.
Now, situating this issue in the Nigerian context now, there is a clear, acute problem of manpower deficit in the country. So as the Director General of the Industrial Training Fund, how do you intend to address this shortage of manpower in the country?
Well, when we came on board, we looked critically at the situation on ground, and we saw that the philosophy or the program or the policy of the present government under President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, is the direction to go. And that is that of socio-economic diversification and industrialization. And in the ITF, we have since aligned ourselves to that policy. And we have come out with a clear clarion call that the only way and the direction to go is TVET, technical vocational education and training, where skills are necessary. And to directly answer your question, it is not as if the skills or the jobs are not there. Statistics again have shown that the jobs are there, but the skills to match those jobs are absent. And this is where our problem lies as a nation, with abundant human capital and yet no skills to match the jobs that exist. So you therefore get Nigerians who are unemployable. But with skills, imparting skills and instilling skills into these Nigerians, those jobs will be taken over within a twinkle of an eye.
So we still find ourselves in a situation where there is a massive brain drain in the country, where we find ourselves in a situation where the country rely on expatriates to do some certain crucial jobs in the country. So how fast can the ITF harness this manpower to boost productivity in the country?
In our policy document entitled the ITF Reviewed Vision, Strategies for the Actualization of Mandate, we've been able to enunciate and encapsulate quick wins, medium and long-term plans. And under these plans, we have strategies to instill skills into Nigerians. For example, we have one of our programs under the quick wins known as the National Industrial Skills Development Program, NISDP. Now, under this, we are in partnership. We are going into partnership with state governors and state governments, with other critical stakeholders. For example, my visit to Lagos is in continuation of our plan towards collaboration with all key stakeholders, both from the public and private sectors. Now, under the NISDP program, we are going into 18 states of the Federation commencing 1st of March this year. It is under the quick win. And the program entails that we shall train 500 youths in these 18 states of the Federation in dominant trade areas to the states. And all we are asking for, which we have written to the various state governors, is for the governments of these states to come partner with us. While we instill the skills into the trainees, the governments will require them to only give them the starter packs to the trainees.
At this point, I'm sure Nigerians are very much interested in the cost-benefit analysis of the Industrial Training Fund. And I'll be asking, in terms of contribution to the GDP, how much are you looking at? What are your projections in terms of contributing the manpower